We are live. Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to another Rebels Capital, aka yes, making simple on the stock market. What's going on with the CEOs? How much money they make, and what's moving and shaking today. So today's the 31st of July. If you like the video, please click like, subscribe. Yes, no, maybe so. Let's go. So, as like I said, today is the 30th of July. Breathing fresh air. Everything is so green today in the stock market. Everyone is happy after the Federal Reserve meeting. Actually, the whole stock market took it. What happened was with the Fed is the Federal Reserve held the rates at that 3%, but without any friction. So more or less, what happened was there was a vote that happened, right, to keep it paused, which was a 3-8 decision in terms of keeping the rates. So yeah, man. Overall, people saw the pause as a good thing, and the Fed now has 7 to 8 weeks of data to digest before its next move. And Kevin Walsh, noted that the June core CPI printed materially shift on the decision, and broader inflation mattered to him. Employment also mattered, and then through what you call this AI, we're gonna see through AI we're gonna see productivity, right? Even if people are actually working, so that is important for the economy. That's what he meant in general. So basically, what's happening is the people who are in AI, which is like the key factor into pushing productivity of the country, um, they're going to keep making money. Okay, so the ones who are not there are push productivity like they did in the 2000s, 1998, 1980s. Now productivity is going to be pushed by AI moving forward, right? So yeah, man, we're gonna see that as well as the supply and demand numbers. So yeah, man, they're just gonna keep reacting in terms of the data that they received in the next 7 to 8 days, in the 7 to 8 weeks. So which is a good thing. And then is the most important thing that has been happening, which is the earnings report that shows you in the last 4 months how much money a company has made. So a couple of important companies did report, which was Meta. Meta reported that they made 60 billion, up by 28% year over year through their ads, which ad revenue actually added to that, which was 27% year over year to $59.4 billion. So yeah, man, they still make money off the ads, and as well as EPS, which fell below by 13%, which is down by $6 year over year. And then other things like your investors are also focused on the EPS miss and the rising AI spending. So far, in terms of like guidance, they're currently sitting at 130 to 145 billion dollars. But yeah, man, investors don't take that shit lightly. So yeah, man, the stock was down by 10% due to those news because of the EPS miss and the AI spending, basically. So the AI spending, it was the reason that the stock went down today because of the AI spending. It's like the main reason is because of like Zuckerberg has always had the money to dominate this fucking sector for a long time. Yet he slept on it, and then some of the competitor beat him. Those things, as well as with the social media thing. Instagram was supposed to be the biggest, most addictive, and the most used app in the world. Then a competitor came in, which was TikTok, Binance. They beat him to him. They beat him to it because he's been dominating for so many years space because he has the money, he has the resources. Yet, he can use it efficiently. But yeah, man, a lot of people are selling the shit out of the stock. So yeah, man, they're also planning on using the AI spending on something else. So yeah, man, leaving some room to expand in 2028. The company said it shut down offers to monetize compute at a premium cost, betting that selling intelligence carries fatter margins than selling raw compute. And Zuckerberg said that AI is already lifting the core business and operating and opening new enterprises opportunities. So he was basically saying is that AI models from scratch. They're saying you can just rent it out as a business owner. So he's saying that thousands of companies are gonna flood to them to rent out the what you call this technology as a whole. So that's where it's going to build businesses now. They're not gonna basically hire people anymore. So yeah, man, that's it now. And then another company was Microsoft. Bill Gates himself, still one of the majority holders of this company, Microsoft competition. Yeah, man, this one is basically up by 60%, playing at 444. Stood out today because of it's up by 13% year over year. No. Actually, they are 43% up in terms of the what you call this? These Microsoft teams basically. They are up by 47%. They came in making $90 billion, bro. That's how much money Microsoft makes now. $90 billion. So one of the things that makes them money is basically that Teams, Microsoft Cloud revenue came in at 59 billion. Intelligence Cloud came in at $39 billion. CapEx came in at 35 billion. And yeah, man. So this year, man, Microsoft is looking very good. It's very Gucci. This year, $90 billion more money at this point. They don't just making 90 billion. Jeez, man. Yeah, man. That's it in terms of that one. Robinhood. Robinhood is the usual platforms every investor, every small investor actually uses to trade on a daily basis. This one is down by 3% so far. So all the news today of Robinhood is earnings, which was higher by 32% year over year. They made $1.31 billion, and their net income was 49% year over year to 573 million. EBITDA was up by 35% to 741 million. So yeah, man, more or less like cash. EBITDA is more or less cash, $741 million. And then in transactions, they saw people trading even more, which is higher by 44%. They made more or less $776 million on transactions alone, and platform assets rose by 32%, which made it now currently sitting at $393 billion. Net deposit also hit a new time high of $21 billion. So yeah, man, $3 billion of that already in Robinhood Bank. $1 million. So they also made a lot of money from their gold subscription, which grew by 49%, which is currently sitting at $4.8 million, with a record reaching billion attachment rate. And then they recurring revenue, right, rose by 24% to 100. So they make per subscription, they make $187. So yeah, man, the company also bought back $4.4 million of shares, So yeah, man. So the investors are looking happy there. Now it has 13 business lines running 100 million with recurring revenue, and a gold card has crossed 1 million holders with 17 billion in annual spend, right? So yeah, man, that's what's happening there in terms of the earnings report. Microsoft is basically in general. So yeah, man, Microsoft is one of the biggest winners. And then in terms of um, acquisitions and merch, we had SpaceX eyeing an acquisition in the FCC in July 2026 auction to lock down a tutorial spectrum, aiming for airwaves that hold up better in cities so Starlink can compete more directly with AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. So yeah, man, SpaceX has spent $17 billion on EchoStar spectrum licensing, and its broad strategy here is still just trying to also be like one of the biggest on America. And then another company today that made headlines was Apple. It's facing Senate pressure over reported talks to use China memory chips for the CXMT, even in China only devices. So the senators is one of the senators who asked was Jim Senators, Jim Banks actually, and Chunk are arguing Apple to walk away and pointing to both firms the presence on the Pentagon's Chinese military company lists. So yeah, man, Apple wants to use a Chinese company now. It's probably like cheaper. Alternatively, yeah, man, they were trying to save money. The government is not happy. So lawmakers want to commit by August 2021 that Apple won't use the chips, plus disclose any technical information already shared, and a possible read through for what you call this MU Sanidex and XK Hanidex, given how tight the global memory market already is. And then on the I is now. What's happening with those guys is that Sarah and the board chair, Brett Tyler, reportedly told staff in an internal meeting that July's recurring revenue already exceeds all of Q2. So a message that looks aimed at steering employees as a competition heats up from Anthropic and also growing fields on open source players. So yeah, man, Open AI is still making a lot of money. I don't say we're broke in terms of operational expenses. You know, it is still doing fine. And then one of the top 10 retail, top 10 retail people are actually buying in general. Um, so and I'm just gonna go through the top 10, the still most bought companies around the world. The first one, of course, is Nvidia. The second one is Tesla. Third one is Apple. Um, the fourth one is Micron. The fifth one is Intel. And then the sixth one is SoFi. And the seventh one is AMD. The eighth one is Amazon. And then the ninth one is SpaceX. And then the tenth one, I can't believe SpaceX is the top 10 when it just came in like literally a month. It's only a month old, dude. And having money. I wish we all have money one day. Yallah, yallah. Inshallah, brother. Inshallah. So yeah, man, overall, what's been happening also in terms of retail investors is that they sold nearly $243 million worth of single stocks yesterday. One of the largest one-day outflows since COVID crash. This was a research printed out by Vinda Research. That's a sharp reversal in tone from what's otherwise been resilient by the dip, actually. So yeah, man, more retail investors are basically withdrawing after literally 5 months of waiting. So yeah, man, they so yeah, man, they're just taking profit because of they've been buying into mostly AI companies. And another thing that's been going around Korea. This Korea thing has been catching smoke for a couple of days, and I'm talking about the Cosby actually. Where's my pitch? Where's my pitch? Where's my pitch? Okay, where is he? Where you? 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 Okay, the Cosby has been catching smoke for a while, dude. Has been Cosby. Here we go. Cosby is that Morgan says that Korea has been in intense deleveraging phase since mid-June, with the Cosby down nearly 40% from their peak in June 2020. So yeah, man, the Cosby made it in June, the second week of June, and then 2022 of people started selling this thing. And are basically saying is that a sell-off amplified by leveraged ETF flows and hedge funds positioning unwind. The firm believes that the leveraged ETFs unwind is now complete, and the hedge funds are roughly 90% through deleveraging. So some residential selling could linger, and investors remain cautious into MFC and hyperscaler earnings. And JP Morgan sees Korea set up as an attractive on cheap valuations and earnings momentum. So, so the management at JP Morgan sees high index basically now since all these that have been burning for like 10 minutes. I don't know how the fuck the whole exchange could have a cable problem, but yeah, man, it's finally fixed. So basically you buy more into the Korean market, and emergency market meeting launched a 24-hour monitoring system, imposed new restrictions on leveraged ETFs trading and retail, and moves that have already helped stocks bounce back. So yeah, man, you can't what you call this. So now you can't short the Korean market like that anymore. It's tight now there in terms of Korea and in general. So yeah, man, it's ugly out there, and everyone's feeling the pain in terms of the selling. But the nature of the game, but that's the nature of the game in general. So you need to know that what's coming next is the earnings actually have been strong, which suggests that the sell-off is more deleveraging and shaking sentiment around AI than the AI trade itself, lacking fundamentals. Valuations got stretched in place. The unwind has dragged everything down with it. Geopolitical headwinds hasn't helped. So yeah, man, it's more or less like news. Might as well, might as well buy more, man. If you like the video, please click like, subscribe. Yes, no, maybe show.